Welcome guys, I'm Finn from Superhero Talk, and today I'll be debating whether there should be a new Punisher film. When I say film, I do mean film, not animation film, because otherwise there would be no point in this video because he's in quite a few animation films in case you haven't noticed. So the last time a Punisher film hit our screens was in 2008 with Punisher Warzone. Now, it got a 6 out of 10 IMDb rating, which is, I think, a little bit underestimating it, because frankly I think it is a great film. I'll probably give it 9.2, 9.1, something like that. It's not perfect, no films are, but I think it is really good, and I don't understand why people such as IMDb has ended up getting it rated this low. Now, before I get started, there's a couple of things I'd like to say. I am on the side of them making a new film because I just really like the Punisher films. I think the fact that they're at 18 really mixes it up a bit because it's different from all the other Marvel films. But my argument today will be for both sides, so I'm not going to kind of take sides. I'm not going to be biased in either way. I will tell you what I think, and then I'll will evaluate at the end what is the most likely thing to happen. So, first things first. In Punisher Warzone, which was 2008, Ray Stevenson was Punisher. Now the thing is, who would play him now? His contract probably, most likely, almost definitely has run out by now, and he's never going to probably sign it again. So what man would be great at Frank Castle? So there's a few people that, could be up there as a possible Frank Castle, and there's a few people that I think probably would be considered for the role. One that I probably would say would be Ray Winstone, if, no offence from here, if he lost weight. I mean, he looks a little bit too big to be Punisher. Punisher's meant to be muscular and solid, hench, whatever. Ray Winstone, he looks the part, he sounds the part, and it would also mean, because he's quite old, it could probably be like a kind of like Dark Knight Returns kind of like atmosphere, after a few years of nobody seeing the Punisher or something like that. If they were to make a new Punisher film, would it be a 12, a 15 or an 18? I could not see it getting below that. Now, personally, I would want it to be an 18, but then Marvel probably wouldn't put it like that because their audience has widened a lot since Avengers coming out. So I'd probably give it a 12, just like the rest of most of the Marvel films. I mean, the only ones that aren't are Punisher, as far as I can think of. There is probably more. I'm just, it's an early morning. I'm not thinking very straight. So, who would you get to direct it? I mean, because if it was an 18 or a 15, the perfect director of this kind of film would be Quentin Tarantino. Blood, gore, it would be awesome. But with it being a 12, it would really kind of limit the things that could happen. So now this is where there is a big problem, because they wouldn't know who to aim for, what audience would like it, because as you can tell, the comic range in the last few years has escalated. For people who, are above 20 years old, it's become quite more normal for adults to own comics and to watch films of comics and stuff. So, do they aim it for that audience, or do they go for the wider audience of kids? But if they go for the adults, it will make it grow even more, because Punisher is as much an action film as it is a superhero film, because he isn't really a superhero, really, he's an anti-hero. But, I still think it would be an 18. I'm not even 18. I think it should be an 18 because it would just be fantastic. The last ones were great because the gore. It's just something that would make it have a lot more possibilities in the film and a lot more excitement than what it would be if it was just a 12. A debate why they might make a new one is the fact that in March this year, Marvel reacquired the rights to own the Punisher films after 6 years. It's a little bit random, but why would you do that? What's the point? The only thing you're going to get is make a little bit of money on people, who would still buy it brand new. But other than that, there's not really much there for them to make money on. See, now, the story would also be a very hard part, because Punisher doesn't really have a well-known bad guy compared to other people. I mean, you look at Batman, you just think the Joker. You look at Spider-Man, you think like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Kingpin, people like that. Whereas when you look at Punisher, you kind of just sit there and think. Now, if you've seen the films, you're probably going to say Jigsaw right now, because Jigsaw's the bad guy in Punisher Warzone. But the thing is, in the last film, Warzone, one of the main disappointing parts is that he kind of seemed like he was off his head for all of it. He was kind of like Tommy Lee Jones playing Two-Face in Batman Forever. It was just ridiculously over the top. It didn't seem right. It just didn't fit in, if you get what I mean. See, another reason why they might launch the Punisher is simply because they've been starting to kind of generate people who aren't that popular in the Marvel universe. I mean, you look at some of the films and there's people like Whiplash in there. Now they're making a Guardians of the Galaxy film, and that they aren't a very popular brand compared to, you know, like Iron Man, Hulk, Thor. It's you know, like the whole comparison. They're trying to widen the range and not just keep it as the same old people, which I think is great. However, it would be nice in Age of Ultron to see somebody fresh new bad guy. I mean, Ultron I thought was a bit of disappointment when obviously the name was confirmed. I think a lot of people probably would agree with me that I thought it'd be something a little bit more exciting. And still, we're waiting up on Thanos. Most people think what he's going to be in, but there was that picture at Comic-Con the other day, and he does look pretty cool. So, for the evaluation, I would probably have to go with they should make a Punisher film. They're going to wait a few more years and it's not going to be Ray Stevenson. Maybe whack it out 2019, something like that. But, maybe a TV programme will come around. I think that'd be pretty cool because it's not like superheroes, so they could just make like an action TV series around, you know, try and compete with Breaking Bad and stuff like that. So like I said, with 2019, they don't need to rush. It's not what people want. People want more of the Avengers single films, and I don't blame them really because that's all they've really been focusing on the Spider-Man films in the last few years, and they've all been excellent. I mean, the worst Marvel film I've ever watched was Daredevil, and I think a lot of people agree with that, and that's why Ben Affleck probably won't be a good Batman. Who knows? We can't judge him before it starts. So, if you can give me your opinions on what you think about this, and if you enjoyed my first video, please give it a thumbs up. And sooner or later, I'll see you soon, probably Thursday, where you'll have a special treat. Goodbye.